Hey, what is up everybody, Epitome here, and today I got another CSGO video for you guys, and today we're going to be going over taking, retaking, and holding a site on Dust 2. I chose Dust 2 because it is one of the most played maps. I chose a site because a few people commented in the past that they wanted to see a site with, holding, and I just thought I'd start doing, if I was going to do how to hold a site, I thought I'd start to do how to retake a site and how to, hold the site after plant and just setups and things like that. So I thought I'd just go more in depth with it rather than just doing how to hold the site. So I thought I'd do the retaking and also post plant positions, etc., etc. So the first thing we're going to be going over is how to hold a site on Dust 2. So there are two ways you can play this. Now, matchmaking is always, the standard default. 2A, 1 mid, and 2B. So if you are gonna play this on matchmaking, that's most likely how it will go. Now, in ESEA and CEVO and things like that, and maybe sometimes on matchmaking, you can get 3 people to hold A and hold it correctly. So first off, we're going to go just quickly through if you are going to play 3A. So one holds, site and watches cat. The other is an op and he's on car. And with this opper on car, he could see if they cross, and then if they smoke it, he can come down here and then just go ahead and peek doors and see over the smoke as well. Or he could help out on cat if they do decide to push cat. And then your other rifler can go ahead and sit long. They could either sit on this corner, they could either sit pit, they could either sit on this little corner, or they could sit on this side. I mean, there's so many ways to play it, but you can play that. So that is the 3A really setup, and that's the setup that I've seen from a lot of teams and things like that. Now, if you are just going to play 2A, you're going to have one person on site or ramp or goose, they might even push up cat, and then the other person could be car, peeking with an op from this angle, or, so they could also cover cat or help cat if they decide to push cat. They could be peeking from this angle, and they could also peek this angle, or, the default is really to hold this corner with an op. So that's most likely what you will see a lot, is you could hold this corner with an op as well. One good smoke that I definitely suggest whoever's going to play a site or on a site, I suggest having is, the opper could go ahead and peek while they line up this smoke, and then you just throw the smoke perfectly like that. That's it. And it will land right there. It does give the T's some leeway to go ahead and push out, but it will help your guy either get pit or get into a better area to go ahead and, watch them try and push this little corner here. So that smoke definitely helps out. Your opper could peek beforehand while the person's lining it up, etc. But a really good spot, in my opinion, to hold a site if you do have an op is to go ahead and play car, because you can hold them off here. You will have the support from the guy on a site as well, because they can push up, and you could also, if it comes down to it, no one's pushing long, or maybe one guy pushes long, you could peek and get that guy, and then come back and help cat very easily and very swiftly. So I definitely suggest holding car rather than holding that default corner. Now, if you have a rifle, I definitely suggest holding pit somewhere up close, or maybe even the default corner, so you can push back. Now on site, the default is really just this box, just playing default, plant. So you can play this box. A lot of people do pre-fire it, so be careful for that. Another way is you can play these barrels. That definitely helps. Or you can just go ahead and, smoke down cat and, play the smoke. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've been killed by that multiple times, but you got to be careful for people, pushing through the smoke here and there. But you can do that as well, or you can play this little, outcrop right here. I've seen a lot of people do that and have been killed by that multiple times. Or, as I said, you could hold default, or you could hold goose, or you could play ramp. If you do play ramp, a lot of people will pre-fire this area, or pre-fire somewhere up here in this area. So, another spot that not a lot of people hold or use, you can, play this little box and stuff like that. You can get creative with it, and you definitely always want to, move around. Definitely move around, so you're not in the same spot every round, and they don't just start pre-firing it, and you just start losing the site pretty fast. So that's really all I have for as far as holding. Of course, you want to use your smokes and things like that. If you do use a Molotov, please throw a flash or, even a nade with it. So because they're not walls at all. If you do throw a smoke, definitely expect someone to push through it. So if you do throw a smoke, throw a nade as well, but definitely expect someone to push through it, because a lot of people push through smokes nowadays. So that's just really all I have for you guys as far as, you know, holding sight. If you are holding, you know, sight with an op, and you can definitely play this angle and, you know, just scope down in on them right here. So it really just depends on how you want to play it, but that's really all I have as far as holding sights. So now we're going to go ahead and go into how to take a sight. So there are multiple ways on how to take a sight. You know, you can do the default, well, not default, there really is no default for, you know, taking sights. But, I mean, if your team does have a default, you can use your default. But a lot of people will, you know, push up cat. They can have 2 go cat and like 3 go long. That can be a thing. So as far as the people on cat, you definitely want to have some flashbangs and flash over. If you do have a Molotov and you are trying to take cat, a good molly is right there, and it just mollies off site and helps molly the guy on site. If you hit it correctly, it will land directly in the middle of the site, but the flames do spread, so you can get that guy off site. As you do throw that molly, you can peek. Now, the guy could already be ramped, so just be careful for that, or you might even be able to catch a guy out of position. So that molly works. Or you could throw the smoke. A lot of people don't like this smoke, but I mean, you can throw it if you want to. It just kind of blocks off, you know, this box right here and part of ramp from getting opt. But yeah, a lot of people don't like that smoke, so you can do that either way. Now, as far as the people long, so a lot of the people long, I mean, one good smoke for long. I never hit this smoke, so to be honest, this might not hit. But as you are running down T-spawn, you just want to line up with this door. You don't want to shift walk. You don't want to throw up. You know, I don't think I hit it, though. I did hit it. Okay. So there's a good smoke. You definitely gotta watch the person play the smoke, or even just pre-fire that corner still, because they might be sitting on the edge of the corner just waiting to pop flash or something. But you can play that smoke. If you do have someone throw that smoke, make sure you can have a guy already at doors or right next to doors and just huck a nade. Some people might run pit as well, so you definitely want to check that. If you are nervous about checking pit, just, you know, flash it or something. Someone might turn away from the flash when they see it, though, but that's some way to check pit. Now, as far as taking long, of course, you want to smoke off the cross. I don't even think that smoke hit, but yeah, you want to smoke off the cross. That was a terrible actually, yeah, okay, there's a gap in it, but just watch out for the gap. Or even if you want to, if you do smoke the cross like that, you can go ahead and, you know, just flash that way or something, because someone will be on elevator. My dog's barking. Someone will be on elevator trying to hold CT, so that is a good way to do that as well. Now, one good way that I definitely suggest when it comes to taking A is have 4 people go cat, you know, and that'll get the attention of the long guy. And from there, this guy at long can go ahead and, you know, just lurk and wait for the guy to rotate off long. And once that guy rotates off long, your lurker can push out and, you know, try and catch the guy that's, you know, by CT or by car somewhere, or get him on ramp, etc. So that's all I really have for, you know, taking sites. You can do like, you know, you can split, you can do all cat, you can do all long. You just really need to use your smokes and flashes and your nades. So that's what I have for that. Now, as far as retaking, the best retake situation is if it's like a 3-on-3, 4-on-4. You know, as long as you have 3 to 4 guys up, that is really a really good retake situation, because if this guy cat has a molly, you can just go ahead and molly sight, just like that. Bam, sight's mollied. You know, that guy has to push out. So as that sight's mollied and as this guy peeks, your guy from CT can go ahead and either flash for the guy on cat, you know, or just go ahead and slowly walk up. And then you can have one guy long trying to get the opper out of pit, or just, you know, helping out with the, you know, just pinching them on site if they do not have an opper long, or if they do not have someone long. If you are going to peek out long, make sure you check this corner, you know, check car, you know, check pit, etc. That is really the best retake situation. Now, if you do have 2 people, you always want someone to go long, and you always want someone to go cat, and you want the guy to push out long. You really want the guy to push out long first. that's really a good situation, because if there's no one holding long, then he could tell your guy to push out cat, or he could try and get the guy on ramp, or try and help with the guy on site. A lot of the time they do have ops though, so you definitely have to be careful for that. But you want your guy to push out long first, so he can either kill the opper, or I mean, if he dies by the opper, it's kind of a very shitty situation. But if he kills the opper, or no one's holding long, then it works out in your guys' favor a ton. Now, if you can't get cat for some reason, or cat is smoked off, you can try and take from CT. And if you do try to take from CT, definitely have your guy push out long first. You can go ahead and huck some flashes over, or just really have your guy push out long first while you slowly walk up CT. But you guys want to try and peek at the same time at one point, or get the trades. So you really want to work trades. You want to work your nades a lot, especially on dust. I mean, you definitely want to know the pre-fire spots, and pre-fire certain spots a lot. You always want to check car, you always want to check the corner, you always want to check pit. You always want to either pre-fire goose, or pre-fire the corner, or as you're coming to check car, pre-fire car. You just want to use your smokes, your nades, your flashes, use your utilities to your ability, and to really help out your team. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys for taking, retaking, and holding site. As far as post-plant positions, you definitely want to have someone long. Whether they have an AK or an op, it's not really a big deal. If you can, you want to smoke off CT, but you want to have someone ramp, someone goose, or someone on site, ramp, and long. And most of the time you want to have someone long to either catch the guy rotating, catch the guy trying to come flank, or just help out a little bit if someone on their other team has an op. So as far as post plant positions go, you definitely want to hold ramp, site, goose, or long. That's really my suggestions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of these things helped you guys out, and I hope it helps you guys improve on your Dust 2 game, especially when it comes to ace site. I know my dog was barking. That was interesting. 2 Pomeranians, okay? You can't stop them from barking. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Epithemy, and I'll catch you all next time.